I start the process of writing a script, how my mind works and what tends to go through my head is that I want to write a skit, and I want to have certain characters, and the whole idea of the characters are how they clash with each other. If it's Nick Fury interacting with Buzz, if it's Buzz interacting with Black Widow, if it's a robot interacting with Templeton over here, and then once I've made up my mind which characters are gonna interact with each other, right? What is the small mini adventure that they can get, or the trouble that they can get themselves into? So I'll start off with just a little piece of paper, a little pen. I'm like, all right, the characters that are going to be in this next skit are going to be so forth. So it's kind of like the way it works in my head is kind of like Saturday Night Live, like an SNL skit, right? An SNL skit, you have a celebrity guest that's going to host the show that week, and the whole supporting cast gathers around. It's like, all right, we're going to work out ideas. So that's typically how it works for me, where, all right, there's this unique 1/3 scale silicone physical sensual sexy doll, and it's never been inside the collection before. It's my first one. How do I react to it? And then how do the characters in the episode react to her? And how do I at least make it funny? And I purposely go out of the way to make it as cringy, I guess it's the word, and uncomfortable, but at the same time, the audience doesn't want to look away. Or how far I can push it to that level of shock value or shock content that the audience is either going to love it or they're going to hate it. And then either way, it's the in-between that scares me. I don't want the audience to like, all right, cool, it was fun. It's a fun little skit and they move on. I want it to either be outrageously entertaining where they want to share it, or I guess from their point of view, it's god-awfully bad that they want to hate on me or hate on the episode or hate on the short, that they want to share it with their friends. Both sides of the spectrum is definitely what I try to go for. If the followers or someone if it's their first entry into the channel and they're like, oh, what is this? What's going on here? Why is there a half-naked booby doll and she's talking and the host of the channel is interacting with her like, this is outrageous, this is surreal, it's cringy. You know, Joe Schmo, you got to look at this. Look at this guy. This guy is creepy as hell. You got to look at this video. We got to hate on him. Or you love me enough that you still want to share, but it's definitely the in-between that always has me a pause for concern.
We demand screen time and our voices to be heard.
What? How can you do this? This is outrageous. It's unfair.
When you folks start looking like the characters you're supposed to represent, then come at me and place your bets.
I don't get it. I look like Scarlett Johansson, right, big time?
I love Nick Fury. Nick Fury is one of my favorite. He's one of the original hot toys from the good old 2013. Nick Fury entered the collection in the year 2013, and I have his accessories in a little Ziploc bag. His box got thrown away a few years ago just because I knew that I would never part with him because he's just way too much fun. This is the original Avengers Nick Fury, and he's a hoot.
Of course you do, Black Widow.
The hell she does, looking like a broke down Carney Wilson.
Well, I'll never.
Get your own standalone film. You got that right. Now all of you, get your asses out here and don't let me catch you asking again to be a part of the Bison series.
And using him for this latest video, I noticed that his pleather coat is starting to deteriorate. And it makes me sad because I mean, he is technically approaching, what, 12 years? Going on 12 years. And the fact that his pleather coat is finally, like, I don't recall the last time I remember working with with this actor, character figure. I think it's been a few years. I think my last skit video was with the puppet Baby Goo Goo. Yeah, it was Baby Goo Goo, and that was probably a few years ago. And it takes a lot. I mean, it really takes a lot to motivate me to make one of these skits. And folks always think that I can whip one of these things up overnight. This one took me about this was about several weeks. 5 pages of a script, and then trying to plan out the shots and some of the effects that I incorporate into the video. The blend in. There's a couple of shots where I'm interacting with Templeton the Rat, and DJ Rex, all in the same shot. And it looks like it flies right by you when you're looking at the video, but that was freaking hard to do. Just that one shot was probably a 5 minutes just to film it, and then it's the rendering process. It's breaking up the shots and then doing compositing and then trying to build them together and then making it look seamless in the video, because if it doesn't look somewhat real, it may pull the audience outside. It may disbelieve the illusion, but it's to keep things moving fast, and it's to make it believe that good old Rex here is alive, right? You got a puppet good old Rex here. I don't know if I'm going to use Rex again. He was a bit challenging. And when you're working with like puppets, it's always a little bit difficult because I want to be able to capture the audio on tape, not do it later in post. So it's always a little bit challenging. But yeah, it was probably about 3 days worth of editing. It was a full day filming. And I looked at my Final Cut Pro X, and I did 124 shots. Yeah, it's a lot. When I look at it, I'm like, God damn. Like, I start in the morning, and then I film all day, and you're like, holy shit, it's 125 shots. And each shot takes, I have to try to imagine what it's like to film that shot. And, but yeah, these 3 characters were difficult. Doing like the shots with Tifa Lockhart, that was actually pretty easy, right? The Tifa Lockhart shots were somewhat easy, and her being half-ass naked didn't really bother me. It was just keeping the belief that the audience believes that this grown-ass dude is talking to the doll and holding them through the whole video. That's it. That's it. So I've had pretty decent success with these. I call them like my Fison series videos, my TV League Fison series videos. So hopefully, if I did my job right, this one should pan out pretty decent. So Tifa Lockhart will be added into my collection. The trick is, she's not going to be hidden. She's not going to be put in a closet. You'll be able to see her in the collection, but the trick is to make it look like she's a statue. And she'll be a permanent fixture, I guess, is the best way I can put it, within the collection, so that if you do see her, I'm going to make her look like a statue. I'm not going to, I mean, for you wonderful folks out there, you're going to know that she is a silicone 1/3 scale female doll, right? But anybody else that joins into the channel and starts watching me years later and they happen to see Tifa Lockhart in the collection, she's going to be a statue. And I have a spot for her, but I'm waiting on her outfits, because SGD Studio, they sent out an incomplete product, meaning that the actual doll was complete and finished and manufactured, but her outfits were being outsourced to a different company, and so that is going to arrive at a later date. So I'm being told that I should get a tracking or shipping notice this week. So we'll see.